I got a question for y'all, man. What defines a classic battle, man?
Dad, Sinatra?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I mean, I think there's a lot of shit that goes into it. You know what I mean? I think definitely, the matchup sometimes. But sometimes you don't know because the classics come out of nowhere. But it depends. Like, I don't know if everybody agreed with me. We was talking about this last week. But to me, just because, like, nostalgic purposes, like, Rich Dollars and Young Ill is a classic. Like, real shit.
I can agree with that. I second that.
And it's a classic to me at that time because I remember the animosity between them. I didn't even know they was gonna battle. So like, they come out of nowhere, they battle, and the niggas really wanted to like kill each other. You know what I'm saying? Young Ill was in New York. You know what I'm saying? He was by himself, and I don't know if it's the aura with the matchup and just two people really going at it, and one nigga he really going crazy. You like, yo, this nigga gotta come with some shit or it's over. And that nigga come with some crazier shit. It's like, I don't know, like, y'all like Daylight and Oops. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people think that's a classic, and I don't think that's a classic per se, but it's a classic for a lot of people, too, because, like, what happened in that battle never happened before. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like Lux and Calico with the whole Proctor shit and all that. It's like certain things and moments where people say because Lux, like me, because Lux choked in his first round and came back in the second, even though I know with the round and all that, but he came back and he won. I don't know another nigga that can really stumble and even debatably, people say he won. I can't tell you. I gotta go around. Maybe I'll come on my thoughts. I can't see that defines a class. It's too much shit.
Word. Yo, Links, who's it on, my nigga?
Go ahead, my nigga. I don't think the nigga jumped off. Go ahead.
So it's on me? All right, yo. Classic battle. Number one, I think that the grand scheme of it is going to be a preference, but I do feel like that it's a category of certain preferences that it can only be when you're talking about a classic battle. But to get into my preference, and which is like that group of preferences, I think that a classic battle, the different qualities that it has to have, number one, some of the simplest things, both of the battlers have to show up, meaning like there's no stumbles, there's no chokes. And I understand and I agree with what you said, Sinatra, when it comes to that. But for me, when you talking about something being classic, that means that it's perfect, damn near perfect in reality, but perfect in the aspect or the genre that you're speaking of. When the source gave album 5 stars, it meant that that album was perfect in that realm. So when you say classic, that's what that means. And with stumbles, I don't really see how you can still consider it a classic, but I can understand the debate and the argument. The second thing, then, that at least from one of the battlers, at least from one, if it's both, that's when you get to talk to instant. But when it's from one, then you have to kind of take it for what it's worth. But at least one of them having something that's either impactful or groundbreaking or game-changing, like an Allen Iverson crossover where they changed the rule, you know what I'm saying? The Hack-a-Shack montage that became part of the NBA because of Shaquille O'Neal. Them is game-changing moments in history when you make the game actually change. Like, it's as simple as that. So, just for an example, for battle rap, like making a crowd cry, to me, and as we saw, like a lot of people don't I don't want to say respect that, but they don't agree with that. But that is a groundbreak. That's a game-changing moment. That's something that now is part of the history, and it's something that in the back of everybody's mind, it's an aspiration now. Now it's an aspiration if they don't even say it. Nobody's probably going to say it, but even if they do or don't, in the back of every battler's mind that knows that as a fact in their heart, in the back of their mind, that's an aspiration now. I want to be able to do something like that and above because I want to be considered the greatest. And when you want to be the innovator, everybody wants to be somebody that has the ball game or has the motherfucking where they can say they intro or they ending like B Magic and everybody saying that shit. Everybody wants that. That's why they come up with them. So if you can get it on that grand scheme of as far as now it's a classic, so they're going to break it down 100 million times. And when they see that you did whatever you did that was game changer, it's going to get noticed, just like that did. And that's a big key of that. It has to be at least from one. If it's from both, like it was in the Oops and Daylight battle, it's like unanimous around the board. Then you have to have, like, on some real shit, to be honest, you have to have that wow factor for the actual audience that you putting this show on for. So the popularity, as much as we genuine people hate that shit, it's a key part of the generational gap that's going on right now, and that's the way to squeeze it in because now niggas have to adapt to that. So that's what's going on. And you gotta accept it and learn how to make it work for you. So to have a classic, it could be in a backyard at somebody's house, and it can still be that way, but it's not gonna get the respect and the proper perception that it's supposed to. But if it's on a stage where they're able to create this cinematic feel of it, then you get that automatic appraisal, and you can go into everything else, into the details of it, and the cut of the diamond and everything like that. You don't have to worry about it being authentic. You already know where it's coming from. So that I feel helps. It plays a part, but it's more of a attribute boost than something that's just vital. Because like I said, if somebody records a fucking classic matchup in their fucking living room right now in this viral era, they can make that shit be the most popular thing going on right now. So you can't ever say that, but in the grand scheme of it, you would have to have that big, or not even big platform, but that big enough platform that can illustrate that moment properly to the masses. And that's the light version of my opinion on that, man, so other niggas can get theirs off. You know what I mean?
Hey, just real quick. I don't think it has to, like, when you said, they got to be perfect. Not, like, it's not a loaded love battle, but I don't think classic for everything also defines perfection. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, if you want to use sports, my nigga, like, sometimes a classic game is not pretty. It doesn't have to be pretty, or it could be ugly. A nigga could be getting blown out, and then they come back and win, or whatever. It could be a whole bunch of different things. That's
hey,
why
hey, Links, can I rebuttal that real quick, my nigga?
Yeah. Then let me get my statement in right quick.
Yeah, word. I just wanted, because that ain't what I said. You know what I'm saying? That ain't what I meant. What I mean when I even said it, like, I mean perfect, but in reality imperfect. Like, if you're talking about a game where it's a sloppy game, or better yet, if in the finals one team wins by 100 points, it's not going to be considered a classic game. It's not. It's not going to be considered a classic game at all. So it doesn't apply to what I said at all, what you're saying. But what I mean is, in this battle realm, that stumble means more than a flagrant foul or a turnover would in basketball. It means more. So you have to take it for its rawest form. And in this realm, that shit it used to be a disqualification. Now it's an acceptable flag. But go ahead, Link. My fault.
Yo, to me, we'll put on a classic. You know what I'm saying? Like to me, I think you know, there's some battles out there that are classics that are not on, you know, the bigger platforms. You know what I'm saying? Like me personally, I'm still riding with this battle. My niggas Scotty and JC, that shit is fucking fire. Fire, fire, fire. I do not care what nobody say. I argue that shit to the death. Straight up. Like, I feel that battle is dumb official, even though it's not on a bigger platform. See, with me, I haven't really seen a classic battle on a bigger platform. I've seen classic performances coming from certain MCs. Now, I mean, classic performances, but a classic battle, I don't know. I want to ask y'all, what do y'all think is the last classic battle on the URL stage?
I would honestly say, just because it's the first thing that pops in my head when I hear classic and URL, I would say K-Rock and Clips. As the last one, I could say K-Rock and Clips and be able to back that up.
And DJ, I won't even argue with you with that because that would have been my pick too. But look at the catalog. But look how far back you just went.
Right though.
You feel what I'm saying? Like even my battle, even the battle I said, JC and Scotty, that's last year. You feel what I'm saying? That's last year also. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's like I said, I've been seeing a lot of classic performances. Haven't seen a lot of classic battles. You know what I'm saying? Even though right now the Daylight and Oops, I feel like that shit is gonna. I think that battle is gonna become a classic. I don't think it's a classic at this very second, but I think that battle will become a classic because I don't think anything is just classic off the rip. I don't think anything is classic off the rip. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really don't. Real. Unless, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Maybe. Hold on. I might be wrong though. Maybe that Charlie Clips and Tay Rock was a classic the first time I seen it, because I was confused as fuck on who I thought won that motherfucker. And to be honest with you, I still don't know who won that motherfucker. I know that shit is just fly though. I know that. You know what I'm saying? I know that for a fact. But me personally picking a winner on that shit, I really don't know. You know what I mean? I really don't know.
That's real, man. That's real. I can see that.
You know what I'm saying? Well, what do y'all think? Like, I think Poe said, you know, a classic basketball game is not when a team scores 100 points, but it was damn sure a classic night when Wilt did that shit, nigga. I know that. It was a classic night, but that's a performance, not a team play. If that's what you know what I mean? If that's what you're implying.
Exactly.
You feel what I'm saying?
Say it was a classic game for the team. It was a classic game for Wilt.
Yeah,
true.
Yeah, absolutely.
Rex got a classic ass whooping, my nigga. Like, put your nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Huh?
Like, it depends on what we mean with classic too. Like a classic ass whooping or a classic battle. Like, you know what I'm saying? Cause like,
that's what I said. That's what I mean. That's what I mean by performances, dog. Like classic performances is just a nicer word than saying classic ass whooping. But yeah, we can go classic ass whooping. You know what I mean? That good old, you know what I mean, hole in the battle ass whooping. You know what I'm saying?
It doesn't have to really be an ass whooping though, bro. Because the reason why I won't say it doesn't have to be an ass whooping, because Surf, like I was just talking about this, like Surf had 3 of the clearest, most perfected rounds I've seen in some time, and K-Rock still, you know what I'm saying, held his own. You know what I'm saying? But it was just Surf, you couldn't deny the perfection of this nigga rounds. From freestyling everything, like he had everything.
Yeah, absolutely. I can say that though, but I also say that about Tay-Rock and DNA. I felt like Tay-Rock whooped his ass, but DNA wasn't completely whack. You know what I'm saying? It just you know, that night it wasn't his night. The energy wasn't for that. It wasn't for him in the room that night. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just how it goes, and I feel that's what happened. That's what happened with Sue Surf and Tay-Rock. I felt like the same exact thing that Tay-Rock did to DNA kind of almost happened to him against Surf. It's not like Tay-Rock was whack. It's just that Surf was on another platform that night. He was somewhere else with it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And then like also, yo, that nigga Surf, if you watch that shit, he controls that crowd. Yo, Surf might be up there with the Clips and the Goods of controlling that fucking crowd, bro. But he controlled that crowd to perfection that night, man. You know what I'm saying? Even and like it was crazy. Even if like Tay-Rock on like some rounds the crowd might have went crazier. But if you listen, that nigga controlled that crowd. He told them niggas when to shut the fuck up and when to go fucking crazy. And that's some vet shit right there, man. Surf impressed the fuck out of me in that battle. That shit was crazy. That shit was wild.
Well,